I'll be teaching you scalp today, which has 5 layers. And typically during dissection, student remove the first layer and then they reach the scalp, reach the skull, and they ask the teacher, where are the other 4 layers? And then the teacher tells that all layers are in that portion which you removed. Okay. So although I will be teaching you 5 layers, so you have to understand that most of these layers are stuck to each other. Okay, and therefore it's very difficult to separate all the 5 layers from each other. So, talking about the extent of this scalp, this scalp extends from supraorbital margins. That means this portion is common to face as well as scalp. Scalp, when we count, it is from supraorbital margins. Then here are superior temporal lines. So actually this portion doesn't come under scalp. The scalp is up to superior temporal lines. Okay? And posteriorly, it is up to the nuchal lines on posterior aspect. On the skull you must have seen the nuchal lines. So that is the extent of the skull. Now let's talk about the 5 layers. And the 5 layers of the scalp. Scalp is one of the questions which you should not miss. Ekdam out of marks with this. You have to see the layers of the scalp. S, C, A, L, B. This shows the name of that layer. This also tells about, I am making a table. So what is the name of the layer? What are the contents of the layer? And what is the applied anatomy of the layer? Name of the layer, content and applied anatomy. Okay? So layer number 1 is skin. Okay? Skin. How is the skin? Is hairy. Okay, it is hairy in most of the normal people. Okay, some people there are no hairs also. Skin is hairy. Okay, but there are diseases like alopecia and all, where a person does not get hair. I don't want to comment too much about that. I don't want to get slapped. You don't know what happened in Oscar. So hairy. With hairs come glands, sebaceous glands. Every hair follicle on the side has sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands. And sweat glands also. There are hair, sweat glands, sebaceous glands. So, therefore, you run, you exert yourself and then face also has sebaceous glands So therefore, and that all depends upon person to person. Some people have less and they suffer from dry skin. They suffer from vaccinated. They suffer from dry skin. Some have excess oily skin. Horrible thing, मतलब oily जो रहते हैं ना, these people, some of you must be suffering from oily skin. वैसा हाथ लगे, oil actually, you can sell also oil. But oily skin, कितने लोगों को oily skin है यहाँ पे? Don't worry, you will not look old. Because oil is, you have a natural Nivea oil and that oil. बाकी लोग जो लगाते रहते चेहरे को moisturizer, you don't need a moisturizer. Okay, you already have an inbuilt moisturizer over here, so बिल्कुल take, and you will not look older up to the age of at least 50, 60. Because what happens is that oil maintains the skin. ये लोग तो बाकी रात को लगा के सोते हैं, आपको कुछ करने का नहीं. Only disadvantage is आप भाग के किसी पार्टी में जाते हैं तो लोगों को देखें आप भी सो के उठाए, ऐसे तो टायर दिख रहे हैं, तो पार्टी में कभी अंदर नहीं जाएगा. पहले जाएगा वॉशरूम में, फेस वॉश किया, साबुन लगा के. यू कैन यूज एनी सोप. ऑयली स्किन वाले टाटा का ओके धुलाई का साबुन, that also works on you. Okay, you don't have to buy Dove and all that, because you already have oily skin. कोई भी साबुन लगाओ. Okay, so I take full advantage of that oily skin. कोई भी साबुन, and then immediately you look fresh. मुंह धो के, but उसका गारंटी फॉर 1 hour. वापस वॉशरूम में जाने का पार्टी में. टाटा का ओके लगा अपना रिफ्रेश नहीं कर. Now, because of the sebaceous glands, applied anatomy, the layer 1, there are sebaceous cysts. There are sebaceous cysts. So sebaceous is very common in the head. ऐसे सडनली ऐसे दुखने लगता है यहाँ पे, फिर swelling होता है, तो डरो मत. It's not cancer. Most of the time it is sebaceous cyst. लोग डरते हैं. Sebaceous is very common. It has to be removed in time because it will put pressure on the other remaining hair follicles, and then there will be a localized alopecia, that is a localized baldness. Okay, therefore sebaceous cysts have to be removed in time. Skin is very vascular. Okay, so the avulsed portion can be stitched back, and immediately it unites with the other hairs fast. Next is the connective tissue. Connective tissue, which is fibrous. नॉर्मली हम लोग कनेक्टिव टिश्यू क्या बोलते हैं? Connective tissue, which is fibrous. So fibrous connective tissue, understand this. These are the fibers. Okay, and in between these fibers are blood vessels, and the outer wall of the blood vessels are attached to the fibers. Disadvantage: when the blood vessels are cut, there is injury on the skull. The blood vessels cannot constrict. Why? Because the outer wall of the blood vessels are attached to the fibrous connective tissue. Therefore, bleeding in the skull, I am so happy, full attendance, everybody will use this knowledge. Bleeding in the skull, pressure has to be applied. We apply pressure first. Actually, our body's reflexes are so natural. सर पे लगता है तो अपन immediately दबा देते हैं. Reflex, because if you put pressure, then these blood vessels we help them to constrict and the bleeding stops. This is only one place where Bollywood people have shown things correctly. There is injury half an hour before the movie ends, and the hero is in the hospital, and then he is wearing that bandage around the head. So देखा है ना, यहाँ पे ऐसे थोड़ा सा blood patch है. So that is correct because pressure has to be applied. Otherwise, पट्टी नहीं, pressure apply करते तो. After that, what they show is wrong. वो खिड़की में से directly bike पे jump करता है और चला जाता है, saline निकालते. That is not. But putting pressure is needed, and therefore scalp injury. Of course, putting a bandage, chikat patti is also difficult because hair are there. So we put a bandage and that has to be tight because we want to put pressure. So bleeds profusely. Okay, bleeds profusely because the outer wall of the blood vessels that are like this. So pressure needs to be applied. Pressure needs to be applied, but also it is rich in blood supply. Rich blood supply and therefore heals faster. Okay, so second there applied anatomy is that it bleeds profusely because the outer wall of the blood vessels is attached to the fibers, so they don't constrict, so pressure has to be applied to stop the bleeding of the skull. But there is so rich blood supply that if you apply pressure, if sutures are needed, they put sutures, it heals faster. Even the avulse portion can be put back suture and heals faster. Third layer, A for aponeurosis. Aponeurosis and muscle. Aponeurosis and muscle. This aponeurosis is called Galia aponeurotica. Galia aponeurotica. And see here, suppose this is the skull. Then the aponeurosis actually is attached to, on the lateral aspect, to the superior temporal lines and posteriorly to the highest nuchal lines. Okay? And anteriorly it goes down up to the zygomatic process. So, sorry, I should have shown it above. The aponeurosis is like this. And then it comes down to the superior temporal lines and up to the highest nuchal lines. Laterally goes to the zygomatic. On the top of this is the muscle. So पहले है skull, this is skull, on the top of which is aponeurosis, and there are layers in between. The नीचे के भी layers are there, and muscle is like this. This is occipital. The name of the muscle is occipitofrontalis. Occipitofrontalis. So in my body, occipital belly is like this. Frontal belly is here. So see here, occipital belly, this aponeurosis is in between, and frontal belly. You are looking from the side. This is posterior, this is anterior, this is the skull on which there is the aponeurosis is like this. Anteriorly is frontal belly, posteriorly is occipital belly. Aponeurosis attached to highest nuchal line, occipital belly attached to superior nuchal lines laterally. Now frontal belly should have got attached to the skull, but it doesn't. It gets attached to the skin. It gets attached to the skin. Frontal belly of the occipitofrontalis muscle doesn't get attached to skull, but gets attached to the skin, and that's why we can move the skin of the forehead. Okay? You are with me on this? Which layer we are discussing? थर्ड लेयर. उसके नीचे क्या रहेगा? फोर्थ लेयर, which is loose areolar tissue. Fourth layer, which is loose areolar tissue. Okay. Now what happens is, because the frontal belly gets attached to the skin and not to the skull, the fourth layer of the skull, the loose areolar tissue of the skull, becomes continuous with the loose areolar tissue of the face. Therefore, in any injury to the skull and there is bleeding over here, मैंने प्यार किया देखा आप लोग, any movie scene, now I am talking about the scene around the interval, जहाँ पे हीरो हीरोइन के साथ बाइक पे घूमने को जाता है, फिर वो विलन उधर आता है और फिर उसको छेड़छाड़ करता है, फिर हीरो उसको धुलाई करता है। नेक्स्ट डे वो विलन को कैसे दिखाते हैं? दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ब्लैक आई, आंख के बाजू में सब काला काला। बट वो उधर क्या दिखा देगी? इधर मारा और ब्लैक आई हुआ, दैट इज नॉट ब्लैक आई। Black eye happens when the injury is on the skull, there is bleeding, person sleeps and next day when he gets up or after some time he realizes this blood, because the fourth layer of the skull is continuous with the loose areolar tissue of the face. It comes and settles around the eye. आँख को तो कुछ लगा नहीं, लगा इधर, and then after a few hours you see the blood has accumulated around the eye. Okay, so that is called as black eye. So why black eye happens? Why black eye happens? Because frontalis belly is attached to skin and not to the skull, and therefore fourth layer of skull becomes continuous with the loose areolar tissue of the face. Fourth layer of the skull, which is the loose areolar tissue, becomes continuous with the loose areolar tissue of the face. Face in general has lot of loose tissue, therefore edema appears on the face first. Legs and first. Kidney patient, you know, you see that typical eyes will be swollen. Okay. Even when we are also tired, face is such that if we also sleep in abnormal position like this, हम जब tired सोते हैं ना, हम इज्जत से नहीं सोते ऐसे. This is how we are supposed to sleep. But नहीं, वो खाली साधु लोग हैं ऐसे सो सकते. हम लोग कैसे करते? And then we get up, and then people say, "यार तेरा चेहरा सूज गया." So this is because of gravity. The face is such that even if you sleep in any position, you will find the face gets swollen. Okay. So the मार लगा यहाँ पे तो ब्लड सीधा आएगा. What is black eye? The fourth layer is continuous with the loose areolar tissue of the face. Fourth layer is loose areolar tissue. Loose areolar tissue. Loose areolar tissue. Suppose this is this layer, loose areolar tissue, fourth layer. उसके ऊपर एपोन्यूरोसिस है, उसके ऊपर fibrous tissue है, उसके ऊपर skin है. Now I am talking only of the loose areolar tissue. What is below the loose areolar tissue? Fifth layer, pericranium and the skull. So suppose this is the pericranium, fifth layer. Now in the loose areolar tissue are veins, which pass through the emissary foramens. You must have seen, and they must have told you, emissary. Emissary, the word comes from tooth. They send the emissary, we send the emissary to London. Okay, so emissary, so which crosses the boundary and goes. So this is scalp, and emissary veins in the fourth layer go to the inside. There are neural venous sinuses inside. It opens into this. So that means infection of the scalp can go inside the skull. Infection of the scalp can go inside. Okay? So this layer, if gets infected, the infection can go below. Okay? ज़्यादा टेंशन नहीं लेने का, और मेरे को नाम सेवेशियस सिस्ट हो गया, मुझे ऐसा डर लग रहा है कि वो स्कल के अंदर इंफेक्शन जाएगा. नो, sebaceous glands are means layer, first layer, skin. Okay, so unless if there is pus and all this, one has to, so better to remove it as early as possible. So this is the dangerous area of the dangerous layer of the skull. But although like that, there is some advantage also. Now if I am telling you a situation. If a person meets with an accident and there is fracture of the skull, even the fifth layer, which we have not yet discussed, that is also broken, and there is bleeding inside, and that blood comes into the skull. Is it good or is it bad? How many of you feel it is good? How many of you feel it is bad? बाकी नोटा वाले सब इंडिया. It is good. Why? Because if there is bleeding inside the skull, the intracranial pressure will rise. So now what has happened is there is fracture of the skull. Fifth layer is damaged, so now blood is going into the fourth layer. Fourth layer काफी बड़ा है. So till the point the patient reaches the hospital, the blood slowly has an outlet and intracranial pressure will not rise. Such hematoma, there will be hematoma in the skull. That whole thing will come here. इसके लिए आपने देखा रहेगा कि वो एक्सीडेंट के पेशेंट सबके आँख ब्लैक आई रहता है. Because there is skull fracture, bleeding, and then that whole everything is coming here. Even not skull fracture, injury here, blood will come here. Okay? This is called as safety valve hematoma. So one thing in the applied anatomy, first thing you have to write is infection. This is dangerous area because infection passes from skull to skull because of emissary veins. This is the first. This is the dangerous area layer of the skull. Okay? And the second thing you should write about this is safety valve hematoma. ये बहुत कम चांस है कि आप एग्जाम तक इसको याद रखोगे. अगर रहा तो safety valve hematoma, because it saves the life of the patient. The next is pericranium. There is one more applied anatomy here which I am not talking about. It is capsule medicine. Capsule succeeding. So what happens is, पहले ना वो बच्चों को नॉर्मल डिलीवरी में बाहर नहीं आता था तो हम लोग सक्शन लगाते थे. उसका हेड वाला सक्शन. So then because of that फोर्थ लेयर में एडिमेटस होता था और बच्चा जन्म के साथ ही उसको ऐसा कैपोट के साथ जन्म देगा. Nowadays we don't conduct such kind of delivery, so I'm not talking about caput succeeding. Pericranium. Pericranium is loosely attached to the skull. So suppose this is the skull. This is the one skull bone. This is another skull bone. Another skull bone. The pericranium is the fifth layer, which is continuous through the sutures with the endocranium. Continuous with the endocranium. So this is skull bone, this is pericranium, this is endocranium, this is pericranium, this is endocranium, this is skull bone, and these are the sutures. So loosely attached to the skull, and it's continuous through the sutures with the endocranium, the inner lining of the skull. Okay? Now the applied anatomy. Applied anatomy. Suppose there is bleeding inside, there is fracture of the skull, but pericranium is not torn. So the blood will come and accumulate between the pericranium and the skull. So such swellings, they take the shape of the bone. Suppose a parietal bone में हो तो exact parietal bone is swelling होगा, because blood is accumulated between the pericranium and skull. So here what had happened, fifth layer was also torn. So blood was going into fourth layer. Here the fifth layer is not torn. So blood accumulates between the pericranium and the skull. This is called as cephalohematoma. Cephalohematoma. This is called as cephalohematoma. Okay? Clear? So 5 layers of the skull. Skin, connective tissue is fibrous, aponeurosis and the muscle of spinocerebellis to the regular tissue and pericranium. Draw the nose because इतना बुरा भी नहीं है, ये ईयर है for your so the blood supply anteriorly, ये मैंने so that I don't have to write anterior posterior, मैंने नाम लिया supraorbital supratrochlear arteries name are supraorbital supratrochlear. Okay, supraorbital supratrochlear, branches of ophthalmic artery, which is branch of internal carotid artery, which is branch of internal carotid artery. Okay, then superficial temporal artery. Superficial temporal artery, which is branch of external carotid artery. External carotid artery. Superficial temporal artery. ये यहाँ पे लेते हैं superficial temporal artery. Throbbing headache. Which artery is involved in throbbing headache? Superficial temporal artery. Most of them, and sometimes it may be artery inside the skull also. Posterior auricular artery, branch of external carotid artery. External carotid artery. Occipital artery, branch of external carotid artery. Occipital artery, branch of external carotid artery. So skull is a site of anastomosis of internal carotid artery and external carotid artery. Okay, इतना skull को lightly मत लो. It's an important site for anastomosis of internal and external carotid. What advantage? If internal carotid, which supplies the brain, in case उसका slow narrowing हो गया तो blood can be diverted to the brain on the sites of anastomosis. Although no such proven things are there, but anastomosis is there, it can be helpful. We really don't know what goes on inside. Okay, but then this is the site for blood vessels in the skull, the anastomosis. Okay. Now, talking about the venous drainage. Talking about the venous drainage. Supraorbital, supratrochlear unite at the angle of the eye to form angular vein. Supraorbital and supratrochlear unite at the angle of the eye to form angular vein, which continues down as facial vein. Which continues down as facial. The superficial temporal vein and the maxillary vein, they unite. The superficial temporal vein and maxillary vein, they unite to form a vein called as retromandibular vein. This happens behind the ear. Retromandibular vein. What is the name of the vein? Retromandibular vein. Retromandibular vein is formed by union of maxillary and superficial. Then यहाँ पे क्या था? Posterior auricular artery. So there is posterior auricular vein. Posterior auricular vein. Occipital vein भी रहेगा same नाम का, but posterior auricular vein. Now what happens is this retromandibular vein, the unique thing where a vein divides into anterior and posterior. Divides into anterior and posterior division. Anterior division unites with facial vein to form common facial vein, and posterior division unites with posterior auricular vein to form external carotid vein. External jugular vein. External jugular vein. How is external jugular vein? Formed by union of posterior division of retromandibular and posterior. How is common facial vein formed? Union of facial vein and common facial vein drains into internal jugular vein. Common facial vein drains into internal jugular vein. And external jugular vein drains into subclavian vein. Drains into subclavian vein. I always start with easy thing, arterial supply, fast now, very easy to do. One to take on. Then came vein, थोड़ा complicated. अब आप सोचो nerves में क्या होगा? Supraorbital, supratrochlear unite to form angular, angular continuous facial. So this is called as a W pattern. जैसे गोवा के सेंट सेबेस्टियन गार्डन में पड़ा W, वैसा ये W, ओके। और इस W के नीचे हमारा बहुत संपत्ति है, वो है भाई अंदर, ओके। सो टाइम लगेगा। Supraorbital, supratrochlear unite to form angular vein, continuous facial vein, maxillary and superficial temporal unite to form retromandibular vein, divides into anterior and posterior vein, anterior unites with facial to form common facial, drains into internal jugular, posterior unites with posterior auricular to form external jugular vein, drains into subclavian vein.